Hey guys, what's up? Sanjay is here and ನನಗೆ ತುಂಬ ರಿಕ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ ಬಂತು Kannahaniyondu tutorial ಮಾಡಿ will out your other tutorials ಅಂತ. I'm so sorry for the delay. I actually planned to release a few tutorials, but I was actually busy with the other content. ನೀವು ನೋಡಿರ್ಬೋದು, I just released a short film. We also remade a celebrity short film. I also released some other similar music content. ನೋಡಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದರೆ ಖಂಡಿತ ನೋಡಿ, ಲೈಕ್ ಮಾಡಿ, ಸಬ್ಸ್ಕ್ರೈಬ್ ಮಾಡಿ, ಕಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ. Now coming back to the tutorial, many of you have been requesting for Kannahaniyondu and the tutorial of Jote Joteyalli serial theme, and this tutorial is for Kannahaniyondu. ಸೊ ತುಂಬ ಜನ ಕೇಳ್ತಿದ್ದೀರಾ ಬೇಸಿಕ್ ಎಕ್ಸಸೈಸಸ್ ಕೂಡ ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಡಿ, ಸೊ ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ದ ಬಿಗಿನರ್ಸ್ ಗೆಟ್ ಅ ಹ್ಯಾಂಗ್ ಆನ್ ದ ಪಿಯಾನೋ ಅಂತ. ಸೊ ವಾಟ್ ಐಲ್ ಟ್ರೈ ಟು ಡೂ ಇಸ್ I'll try to add in a bit of basic training with the song tutorial. And again, before I proceed, pranams to my Guruji, Mr. Shikesh Hari, and no shortcuts guys. Try to get your foundation right and try to learn the basics first, and then you can always play the song whenever you want, wherever you want, and whichever song you want. Anyhow, let's get started with the tutorial. Alright, so going ahead with the tutorial, first of all, this song is C sharp major scale alide, athwa usually we call it a D flat major. So when we are referring to a major scale, we refer it in terms of the flat. When you are referring it to a minor scale, we usually do it in terms of the sharp. For example, G sharp minor is appropriate, but an A flat major is better. Yeah, it's like that. So anyhow, this is in D flat major scale. So I'll just show you the scale first. So now coming to the basics, I have seen many people who are very fluent with the C major. They usually transpose all the songs to a C major, or they use a transpose function on the keyboard and only play on the C major. Okay. But what I'm saying is that's not really right, because you have so many keys and you have fun playing every single scale. So it's very essential for a keyboard player or a piano player to learn all the scales on the keyboard. So that's why you have this beautiful exercise called the cycle of fifth. So I will make another video specifically on the cycle of fifth. As of now, what I want to tell is, learn all the major scales, learn all the minor scales from every key. So for example, we can play the major scale from C sharp or D flat, and also play the major scale from the D sharp or an E flat, and also a major scale from the F sharp. You understand what I'm saying? So try to, and the fingering for all these scales slightly differ here and there. So it's very essential for you to know how to play every scale in both the hands. And that's one of the major technical work for any graded exams or anything rather. So I'll just show how to play the C sharp or the D flat major scale in both hands. So you need to learn to know how to do this. That's when you start getting that fluency on the piano bed. Yeah. So another small tip, if you are struggling to actually know what the right scale is, there's a very nice formula for a major scale. So it is, take the first note. I'll show it in terms of C major scale. Take the first note. So every jump is called a half jump. For example, C to C sharp is a semitone. It's considered a half jump. C sharp to D is another half jump. But C to D is a full jump, which is nothing but two half jumps. So C to C sharp half jump, C sharp to D another half jump, which makes a full jump. So to get a major scale from any note, what you got to do is take the first note, for example C, take one full jump, this is the second note, then take another full jump, third note, then take a half jump, fourth note, then take a full jump, fifth note, take another full jump, sixth note, take another full jump, seventh note, and then finally end it with a half jump. And when you do this, you should end on the same note you started, but on a higher pitch. Yeah. So the formula is first note, 2 full jumps, 1 half jump, 3 full jumps, and then you end with a half jump. So please note down this formula, and you can do it with any scale. For example, if I start with a G, then first note, G, full jump, second note, full jump, third note, half jump, fourth note, full jump, fifth note, full jump, sixth note, full jump. So it's not this, it's half plus half, full jump. And then you end with the half jump, which you will come back to the same note. If you come back to the same note, it means you have done the formula right. So similarly, if I take the C sharp, first note, full jump, D sharp, full jump, F, half jump, F sharp, full jump, G sharp, full jump, A sharp, full jump, C, and then you end with a half jump on the same note. So that's the C sharp or the D flat major scale. And this song is fully based on this scale, except there's one accidental note, that is, which is this. You also get this. Okay, ivaga song start marana. So as usual, before I go to the right hand, I'd like to talk about the chords that are used in this song. The first chord, which is the tonic, will be the D flat major chord. And the notes are C sharp, F, and a G sharp. This is the first chord. Then the next chord is the B flat major, B flat minor. So this is a B flat, a C sharp, and an F, or an A sharp, C sharp, and an F. Anything you wanna consider it as. So that's the B flat minor. And then the third chord, which is used a lot, is the A flat major. So A flat major chord, which is the G sharp, the C, and the D sharp. And then you also use this F sharp major chord, which is the F sharp, A sharp, and the C sharp. And then at places, and there's this accidental part where you have the G sharp minor chord. So we played the A flat major, which was this. So if you flatten the third, you usually get the minor. So you use a G sharp minor or an A flat minor if you want to call it that way, which you should not actually. So use the G sharp minor chord. So these are the chords that are used in the song. Now I'll proceed with the melody line. So the melody line goes like this. So that's the melody line, and so I like to split this melody line now slowly. Yeah. So the first phrase is. So it is. Ni sa ni pa ri. Yeah. So sorry. So I like to split the melody line. So it is ni sa ni pa ga. Yeah. Ni sa ri sa ni sa. Ni sa ni pa ga ga ma re ga pa re sa ni da ni sa. So when you're ending the song, like ending that first section, sa ni da ni sa comes. If you're actually going to the next section, it comes. That is sa ni da ni re ga, sa ni da ni ga. All right. So I'd like to take the first phrase once more. Ni sa ni pa ga, ni sa ri sa ni sa, ni sa ni pa ga, ga pa re, sa ni da ni ga. All right. Then the next section goes like ga pa sa ni. Yeah. So it is. So this is the jump you have to be worried about when you're putting things together. If you use this fingering, it's best. I'm shifting my 1 here so that the next notes are here and I'll be comfortable playing them. And the next notes are here. That is re ga re sa. Okay. Now here the dha one comes, or that accidental flattened note I told you. And as you can predict in the harmony section, here is where that G sharp minor is gonna come. That is pada ni da pada. Alright, and the ending is, that is maga paga re maga paga re. Then again a similar phrase, sa ni da ni sa. Alright, so I'll just play the entire section once more for you. Alright, so that's the melody line that we are going to see today. Now I'll move on to the chord section, but before I do that, I'd like to talk about a few trills that you can add to beautify the notes. So trill is nothing but, for example, instead of just playing this note, you can either do, which is going 1 note higher, and or you can do a lower trill. Or you can do something called as a turn. You can do that also. So there are many kinds of ornamentation that you can give. So in this song, I specifically find these 2 trills very useful. So I'll just show it to you. So it is ta ra ta ra ta ta. But you have to be careful. You have to be very light with the trill. These are the first 2 notes, right? Ni sa. Instead of ni sa ni da pa, what you do is ni sa ni da pa. Alright? Ni sa ni da pa. That's how you make it better, yeah? But be light, otherwise you won't get that texture, yeah? Don't overdo it. And here, go for a crescendo and then settle it out. Then here, fully. Then raise the volume like a symphony, yeah? Here, add that trill. Then here, make this note evident because it's an accidental note. It's meant to stand out, yeah? You can do that. Yeah? And slightly do a retardando and slow it down and come out of the tempo constraint. There's a melody line, guys, and some articulation and dynamics I showed you in this place. And now I'll add on the left hand accompaniment, yeah? So the first chord for this phrase is the D flat major, yeah? D flat major, then ta 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 ta. For that, you're gonna give a B flat minor. Okay, so then again D flat major. Here, for this, see, this is ending on this note. So the concept is you have to use a chord which contains this note. So in all the chords that I have told you, the only chord that contains this note is the A flat major or the G sharp major. Yeah. So this is the chord. So first chord, second chord, third chord. Yeah. Awesome. Then, yeah, so it's coming back to this note. So, yeah, you can actually give this also for a sadder feel. Works. And then you can move on to the next chord. But I have given this. Yeah. So that's the chord. So what you can observe is the progression for this pre-verse is kind of like 1 major, 6 minor, 1 major, 5 major, and then you end with the 1 major. So it is 1, 6 minor, 1, 5, 1 progression for this section. That's the easiest way to remember how a song flows. Alright, so I'll just show this entire section with block chords. Alright, now the next section, which is, you can see that this note is coming. This is the dominant note. So the dominant chord is this, which is nothing but the 5th note. So then, so you have 2 notes for this chord. Then again, but you have to make sure you time the chord to this dominant note. That's when the effect comes. Then, now, Vidhiye Yahudi. So, Vidhiye. You're getting that knee too, right? So, G sharp minor. Here, you're getting this note. So, the best way to end it is on an F sharp. Yeah? Then, you come back to the, which is the G sharp major or the A flat major. Yeah. So, minor, G sharp minor, F sharp major. So basically that minor chord resolved back to a major chord. We created suspense by giving that minor. Then we went to transition to the 4th major and we came back to the 5th major and resolved it. And it was a perfect cadence. Yeah. Then, with that line, you come back to the tonic. So, I'll play the entire section, or rather the entire song, this verse of the song with the chords, yeah? So those are the chords and that's the melody line. So now, as we all know, the next step is trying to develop this to something more magical. Yeah. So now I'll tell you how you can break these arpeggios to match the feel of the song, and how you can make it magical. Yeah. All right. So we know the melody line, we know the chords progression, and we know which chord to stress on and how to resolve the chords. Yeah. So ಇವಾಗ ಏನಂದ್ರೆ the final assembly, you can say. So this is what matters the most to get a proper solo piano piece. Yeah. So this song is in 4/4, unlike both the other tutorials I have given before. Even Love Mocktail theme was in 6/8. So the arpeggio we played was actually matching that tempo. So arpeggio, what it is doing is basically it's acting like all the other instruments in case of a band. So it's very essential for your arpeggio to maintain the time signature. So because this song is in 4/4, it is very essential for the arpeggio to match the feel of a 4/4. Yeah? I'll just give you an example. Take the C major chord. Yeah? If the tempo is 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, I'll be. If it is 1, 2, 3, 4, I have to give 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's very essential for your left hand to match the time feel of the song. So because this is in a 4/4, but it is also slightly impromptu. Like the song doesn't have, you need not be very stingy about the tempo because it's a very soothing ballet sort of a song. So ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಏನು ಮಾಡಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ you have to find an arpeggio which will suit the song and also keep it free. So that's when you will get the actual feel for this particular song. Okay. So ivaga let's take the first line. Alright, that's the first line. So I told the chord was D flat major. So now how you can give this chord better, yeah? If you give that, Kannahaniyondu, your left hand accompany is also giving the same feel, correct? So that is the challenge, to find the same tune even in your accompaniment, even if the notes are different. Now you can observe, when I just showed the left hand, I showed it like Kannahaniyondu. But when I played it together, I avoided this note. That's because your accompaniment should stay in a different spectrum, and also it gives a much complex feel, Just the second chord, don't play the fourth and the fifth note. Imagine the fourth and the fifth note in your head. Yeah? Don't play the fifth note for the first chord. Don't play the fourth and the fifth for the second chord. Don't play the fifth note. For this one, play it like a normal block. Yeah? You're spicing things up here. So feel free to experiment. Yeah? Then, now because you have a lot of gap for the next section, which is, you have a lot of gap right on the right hand, you have that small time frame. So your fingers can actually move. So use your right hand also as an accompaniment. Same thing applies for all the other lines. Because you have a lot of space between the right hand melody lines, you can actually use your right hand also as a supporting accompaniment, as an extended accompaniment. That's how you are able to increase the width of the chord. Yeah. So those are just some tips on how you can improve the same chord lines. But now I will come back to how I want this tutorial to be. So if you're a beginner, or if you're trying to add arpeggios, and if you want me to properly guide you, this is where I start. Yeah. So for the first line, so do that. Try this before you are coming. Yeah, you are coming back. Try to grow that, turn that finger around and add 2 extra notes from the higher octave. What I'm doing is simple. This is the chord, right? This chord is the same in the higher octave. So what I'm trying to do is, after playing these 3 notes, I'm trying to add 2 more notes as an extension by turning it around. That's all. Okay? So for this, don't give arpeggio, give a standing chord. It's very necessary. Even for this, give a standing block chord. Come back to the arpeggio. So that's the arpeggio I want the beginners to follow, because it will start building your fingers for better arpeggios. All right. So now coming to the dynamics, it is very essential for your left hand to be calm and composed and just enough. You don't have to be loud. And yeah, I wanted to tell this. I was very happy when I almost got 7 or 8 people who covered Diya, the tutorial I had posted, and I was very happy. And yeah, it kind of made me feel proud that I taught a lot of you to play that song. Anyhow, the one thing that I observed was, because maybe it'll come in some time, your left hand was a little harsh for a lot of people. So it's very important for your left hand to be controlled, to be very soft, yeah? So if you're playing it this in this volume, it's essential for the left hand to be slightly lower. So maintain that left hand a little lower than the right hand. It will make all the difference in the world. All right. And the most complex part of these trills is, when you're playing the trill, you tend to lose control over the left hand. And also, it might sound clumsy. So one best option is, once you decide where you want to give the trill, for example, once you decide where you want to give the trill, avoid the left hand note there. I usually don't do that. I control my left hand so that the trill is heard better. But if you want to, if you are not able to do that, avoid the left hand. Count in your mind, but don't play the note. See, I was supposed to play that note, but I didn't play it on the left hand. So that's how we can make the trill stand out and the feel come out. Yeah. So that's about the dynamics. Now, another style of arpeggio that you can give for a little advanced players, if you are able to move between the octaves easily. Instead of coming back, go forward. Now, this is where the best part is. For beginners, I told, correct? And for advanced, I told extend the chord. It's supposed to come here. But now what I'm saying is, the extension, delay it a little. So it'll act like that bass line, you know? So that was a full chord delay. So after this, it was supposed to be for beginners. But what I'm now saying is, accelerate the chord and play the chord a little later. It's called a delayed chord, okay, to fill in the space. So I'll play the entire section now with chord work like that, with a delayed chord work for a bass line. Easy. And because I have a lot of space, I'm using the right hand also to extend the chord. Then because there's a lot of space, use your right hand for the extension. Another option for this space to spice it up a bit is, so waltz it. It's like a waltz, you know. You play a chord here, the left hand, and then you play the same chord in a higher octave. And it's a different feel. So what you can do is you can play the melody line twice, the melody section twice, and for once you can give the arpeggios, the second time you can give the standing chords, you know. Use everything to make the song more interesting. But the most important factor is, whatever you do, whether you are giving an arpeggio, whether you are giving a block chord, understand how the chord is actually helping you out in that position. Like, for example, you should understand why that chord is coming. That's because I have this accidental note, and the best chord to suit it is this. And even this. See this? 3 notes of this chord are coming. That's why this chord comes. It's very important to understand that. That's when you will stop needing tutorials and rather experiment with your own chords. Yeah. Okay, so I think that will cover the dynamics aspect. Now the only thing that's peddling is the peddling. Pending is the peddling. Okay. ಬೆಳಗ್ಗೆ ಇವಾಗಿನ ಕಾಫಿ ಕುಡ್ದಿದ್ದೀನಿ, ಸೊ ಏನಾದರೂ ವಿಚಿತ್ರವಾಗಿ ಮಾತಾಡ್ತಿದ್ರೆ ಕ್ಷಮಿಸ್ಬಿಡಿ. ಎನಿಹೌ, ಪೆಡ್ಲಿಂಗಿಗೆ ಬಂದರೆ, it is every phrase gets a pedal. I'm holding the pedal. Now I change the pedal again. So it's like, I'll show it in my hand. Yeah. See, after the first note, after the first 2 notes, yeah, then I remove it. I hold it. After every first 2 notes of the phrase, I hold it. If you do this, it will automatically match for your chord also. But for advanced players who are delaying the chord, make sure you change the pedal when you delay it. For example, keep holding it. Then when you change the chord, be sure to lift it and hold it again. If you don't, the chord will sound very clumsy. So it's very important to understand the pedaling to avoid clumsiness and dissonance. All right. So this covers pretty much everything about the verse of the song. I think this should carry you through the lockdown, and I'm very excited to hear all your covers in a couple of weeks. If you like it, I will try to do the continue the tutorial for the verse also. I would like to continue it there, but the chord work is slightly complex, so I'll take it up as another tutorial if you guys want it. Anyhow, Jote Joteli tutorial will also be coming out soon. So if you enjoyed the tutorial, if you learned something good, do drop a comment, share it with all your friends who need it. And if I've done any mistakes, forgive me. It's not me. It's less sleep and less coffee, I guess. Alright. So thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much for watching. See you guys in the next tutorial. And please also do support my other content. It means a lot. Short film bittidini, other video covers kuda bittidini. Every comment will mean a lot to me, and it will interest me to make more content or motivate me to more content. Anyhow, I'll just play the section you have learned today once more. All right. See you guys. Thank you so much.